my shoulder messed up, everyone. You know, so don't tell Canelo. You know, maybe the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been shaken by shocking reports that Terence Crawford may have suffered a major injury just days before his highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Álvarez. What was supposed to be one of the biggest fights in recent history is now surrounded by uncertainty. Fans, analysts, and fellow fighters are debating whether the fight should go forward or be postponed entirely. The news has sent shockwaves through the sport, with many warning that this development could change everything.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion and current analyst Tim Bradley didn't hold back when reacting to the news. Known for his blunt honesty, Bradley slammed Crawford, suggesting that these injury reports sound like excuses ahead of the biggest test of his career. Bradley insisted that true champions fight through adversity and questioned whether Crawford might already be looking for a way out. His fiery comments have only added more fuel to an already intense debate over whether this mega fight will proceed.
For 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this.
Boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya weighed in, reminding fans that Crawford is making a huge leap in weight to face a naturally stronger and more experienced super middleweight. De la Hoya warned that Canelo's power, size, and experience at this weight class could be overwhelming, especially in the later rounds. While he praised Crawford's IQ, movement, and technical skills, de la Hoya doubted that those alone could neutralize Canelo's advantages. He predicted that Canelo would apply relentless pressure, land the heavier shots, and eventually take control, possibly winning by late stoppage or decision.
You feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Álvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Yeah. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo. Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular commentator Showbiz the Adult addressed the injury rumors, noting that talk like this often surfaces before big fights to create drama or offer a built-in excuse for a loss. He acknowledged that Crawford's long layoff, age, and past training setbacks make the speculation believable, but urged fans not to jump to conclusions. While he admitted Crawford could be feeling soreness from moving up in weight, Show emphasized that nothing concrete confirms the injury is serious enough to derail the fight.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle. Your shoulders get heavy anyway when your shoulders are overdeveloped and you're packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you, okay? I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is, all right? These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life, all right? A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, who shared the ring with Crawford in 2021, expressed concern for Crawford's safety. Porter questioned how Crawford will handle Canelo's power over 12 rounds, warning that the bigger, stronger fighter will look to wear him down with heavy punches early. Porter praised Crawford's sharp mind and skill but cautioned that constant pressure from Canelo could be very dangerous.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Crawford, however, has shut down the injury rumors directly. At a recent Las Vegas media event, he dismissed the speculation as pure fabrication, even moving his arms in front of reporters to prove he was fine. He called the chatter about injuries, being out of shape, or slowing down nothing more than noise. Crawford said he feels great, is at his natural weight, and is fully focused on what he calls the biggest fight of his career.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury, Terence Crawford out of shape, Terence Crawford slow, Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely going to come with it. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag for the tricks. They must eat their way to fix. Don't come at me, you'll get this. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broken, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in the mix.
Despite Crawford's denial, critics remain unconvinced. They point to a circulating photo that appears to show swelling in his left shoulder, arguing it adds credibility to the rumors. Some suggest Crawford is staying quiet to avoid giving Canelo's team a tactical advantage. Others note that at 37 and coming off over a year of inactivity, even minor injuries could have a major impact.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury. But at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not going to do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has also defended his legacy, insisting his record speaks for itself. He reminded critics of his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., his undefeated run, and his titles across multiple divisions. He dismissed the idea that moving up in weight should automatically cast doubt on his chances, saying his accomplishments already prove he belongs among boxing's elite.
But, some people say that you've not faced a level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, They say that with Spence. He's a body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. We shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
listen, they gonna come up with their own analogy, you know. All I know is they're gonna be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Crawford has surprised fans with a dramatic physical transformation ahead of the fight. He has bulked up significantly to compete at super middleweight, looking more muscular and defined than ever in photos from training camp.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What people say is that 100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday. You gotta say that in the new, right? In the new. You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And he's looking pretty muscular. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because we see he prepared himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So,
thank you.
Despite the added size, Crawford appears to have maintained his trademark conditioning and speed. Many observers are calling this the most physically imposing version of Crawford we have ever seen.
It's been good. It's been good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, some analysts argue that Canelo hasn't looked as sharp in recent performances. They point to a lower punch output, fewer combinations, and less urgency in later rounds. Some blame a lingering hand injury for his drop in activity, while others believe age has slowed him down, suggesting he now relies more on experience and craft than explosiveness.
Well, you guys got to keep this in mind, right? So everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo, and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like he looked kind of crackhead-ish, right?
we are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Riyad Season and Turkey Al-Ashif. We're ready.
He looked off, but then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight trained or nothing like that, but he's, you know, he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. You know, pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight.
Chicago-based fighter Kenneth Sims recalled his first sparring session with Crawford, telling World Boxing News that Crawford dominated him from the start. Sims said Crawford immediately set a punishing tempo and showed elite timing and adaptability. Even today, Sims admits Crawford still gets the better of him every time they spar, a testament to Crawford's skill and consistency.
Did Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beaten me up in sparring before. Like
the first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was Bud, his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he had called me whenever he come up here and be like, yo, what you doing? So this was, I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, you got your shit?
You know, Bud competitive, you know he gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did alright, but he whooped me, but I did alright.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with American camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days, you have his days. It's good. It's good sparring.
Most analysts slightly favor Crawford to edge out a decision victory. They cite his undefeated record, superior ring IQ, and footwork as key factors that could help him avoid Canelo's power and outbox him over 12 rounds. However, they acknowledge that Canelo's size and strength at super middleweight will be a serious test, especially in the middle rounds where he could take control. Many predict a competitive fight with Crawford pulling ahead late thanks to his movement and stamina.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him. Really? No, I'll tell you like this, man. I mean, the weight division thing, I hope Crawford beats the shit.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way.
I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So.
Obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and you know, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He just signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent.
Do you believe Terence Crawford is really hiding an injury, or are these rumors just pre-fight drama to stir the pot? Share your thoughts in the comments below.